Welcome back, everyone. This lesson is going to be an extension of angles. So I thought we'd throw a little joke in there about Corner Cat. What a cute little kitty, right? A cute angle, cute little kitty. So we're going to continue our discussion today. This is our last video that we're going to have on this unit, and we're going to extend the idea of angle pairs. So if you remember last time, we learned 5 different angle pairs. We're going to extend that idea, and we're going to see, well, how would I use these to set up an equation or a problem that I had? So we're going to start with the complementary angle. So we're going to look at that one first. Complementary. Okay, now if you forget what complementary means two angles that add up to be 90 degrees. So as long as you know the definition, these problems will be really easy for you. So if they give you that these angles are complementary and they throw in here some equations, so let's say in this position 3x plus 1, so this angle right here is represented as 3x plus 1, and then the other angle, let's just say that they give you the other angle is 20, and they want you to find x. Alright, what you would do is exactly what the definition says. So the definition of complementary is two angles that add up to be 90 degrees. So basically you're going to take part plus part equals 90. So our first part is 3x plus 1. So we're going to go 3x plus 1, part 1, plus 20, part plus part, equals the whole, which is 90. So again, part plus part equals 90. So now that you set up your equation, just solve for x. So this adds up to be 21, so we're going to subtract a 21 over here. We're going to get 69 equals 3x, divide by 3, and you'll get x equals 23. Alright, now if you want to verify it, you can always plug it back in. So we could take this, we could plug it into this angle. So 3 times 23 plus 1 is going to give you 69 plus 1, which is 70. So that makes sense because 70 and 20 add together to be 90. Alright, so that's how you would solve a problem if they use the word complementary. Alright, let's take a look at another vocabulary term. This time let's look at a linear pair. So again, as long as you know what the definition of linear pair means, you already know how to set up this equation. So if you forgot, this is what a picture of linear pair would look like. So remember, linear pair means that two angles are going to add up to be, or two angles form a line, a straight line, hence linear. And what do you know about a straight line? Or what do you know about a straight angle? Well, you know that this straight angle on the bottom is equal to 180 degrees. So let's say that they threw on here 3x plus 4 was this angle, your obtuse angle. And then let's say that they told you that the acute angle over here was equal to x plus 4. So how would you go about setting this up? Well, same as we just did. Part plus part equals 180. Part plus part equals the whole. So your first part, 3x plus 4, plus your second part of x plus 4, so these two parts right here, are going to equal the whole, which is 180. And then you just solve for x. So I'll combine my like terms, and I get 4x. Add these two, I get 8, equals 180. Subtract 8. So I have 4x equals 172. Divide by 4, and I will get x is 43. Alright, now they may ask you or they may not ask you to plug it back in. So you could or you could not. We're just going to stop here at this point. Alright, 2 more examples to go. Let's bounce on to vertical angles real quick. So vertical angles are, if you remember, they're opposite of each other. So they are made by 2 lines that intersect. So that's how they're formed. Now, something new that you are going to learn is, how do you mark angles if they're equal? Because remember, one of the biggest things about vertical angles that I showed you is that they are equal on both sides, or they are congruent if they are opposite of each other. So I'm going to write that in here, are congruent. Alright, so this here this angle and this angle are equal. So if they're equal to each other, you're going to mark them with swoops, or I call them swoopies. It's a very technical term. I'm just kidding. But these are swoopies, so that means that this position and this position are exactly the same. They're equal to each other. If the other side you wanted to mark, so like these two angles are also equal to each other, but you wouldn't mark them with one swoop, you'd mark them with two swoops. So you're basically showing that these here are vertical angles and these over here are also vertical angles. Alright, now let's say that they throw something in here, like they say this one is 10x minus 4 and this one is 12x minus 8. Alright, we know from the definition they're opposite each other, but they are also congruent. What does congruent mean? They're equal. So all you have to do is put a big equal sign in between them. So 12x minus 8 equals 10x minus 4. Vertical angles are equal. Vertical angles are equal. One of the easiest things to remember. Alright, so let's subtract 10x. So we're going to get 2x minus 8 equals negative 4. Add 8. 2x equals 4. And then x equals 2. So that's how you would solve a problem with vertical angles. You set them congruent to each other. Alright, we got one more. Now this example is a different one than the ones we've been working with. It's a different vocabulary word, but I want to include it in here because it is definitely important. It's a way to set up angle equations. So while I'm writing this down, we got a little music intro for your little halftime entertainment while I'm writing this down. Again, it's a different type of problem. Alright, so in this example here we have the word bisects, and the description says that ray WE is going to bisect angle RWM. Now, do you remember what bisect means? Well, bisect means that basically the same thing as midpoint, which means it cuts it in half. So if I start on W and I put a ray right through this angle, I'm going to cut it in half. So if it's cut in half, that means it's equal here on both sides. So whatever this measurement is going to be the same as this measurement. So when you see the word bisects, chances are you're going to set them equal to each other, like part equals part. Because again, bisects means that it's equal on both sides. So what they'll do in a problem like this is they will throw some information in again. So let's say they say that this part of the angle is 7x minus 10, and this part of the angle is 14 minus x. So again, we're going to, set them equal to each other because bisects means that part equals part. So we'll go 7x minus 10 equals 14 minus x. And just solve for x. So we'll add x over here. We get 8x minus 10 equals 14. Add 10. And we get 8x equals 24. And x will equal 3. Okay, so again, back to bisects. When you see bisects, what that means is you're cutting an angle in half. Bisect means two. Intersect it into two equal parts.